Spell my name right, C-I-T-Y L-Y-F-E T-T-T-T-L-Y-F-E. Spell my name right, C-I-T-Y L-Y-F-E.
Yo, what's up? We're back. Episode 2, Life in the City, right here with City Life. Yeah, so in episode 1, we talked about me. We went through a 10-question questionnaire, which basically referenced different questions that I've been asked throughout my musical career and journey. And we'll do that every now and then. I'll come back with some questions that have been posed over the course of time for other people to get to know me as an artist as well as an individual. And as mentioned on episode 1, we'll be talking about my spiritual beliefs, what I've been exposed to that helped me grow as a person. We're going to have some fun. And in addition to that, we got to keep it real while exposing some real talent. So I appreciate you guys joining in with me for this episode, Life in the City podcast right here. Today's episode, though, we'll be bringing up, some of the things that have come up with my 9 to 5, some of the things that I feel like make me strong in that arena in terms of just wanting to be successful. So we'll go ahead and talk about that. We're also going to talk about some of the things that have come up on the news lately that maybe you know about, maybe you don't, but we'll talk about that and have some fun, Just like I did before, I'm going to go ahead and release an exclusive track right here on the podcast. So before we conclude this podcast, you'll get to hear me flow and see what it's like when I'm in my creative state of mind. And I'm just, in the mood to write music. So we'll be definitely doing that. But let's go ahead and get started. So I don't know if you guys are aware of this, but recently something amazing happened. And it took place at a Brooklyn all-girls high school. And they basically celebrated their first ever graduating class going off to college. And it was said that it boasted a 100% college acceptance rate. Now, that's amazing. And, it talked about the Brooklyn Emerging Leaders Academy being an all-girl high school that first opened in a Bed-Stuy in 2017. And their mission is to help overcome the educational inequities encountered by Black and Brown youth so that they can empower them each as young women to be the best version of themselves. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I thought that was pretty nice, because in this world as a whole, I feel like we definitely need to be the best version of ourselves. And that's pretty much what my mentality has been, especially since, I had a pretty deep childhood coming up. A lot of the things that I experienced growing up taught me to be self-motivated, to be self-inspired. And it basically showed me that in order to have what I want in life, I'll have to work for it because you can't depend on anyone else to do it. And I'm sure we all pretty much know what that feels like, it's just a reality that we got to go out there and be go-getters, right? So anyhow, I thought that the Brooklyn all-girls high school was pretty dope for that. Boasting a 100% college acceptance rate, that is just completely phenomenal. And in addition to that, the school's senior class is 90% Black, with more than 75% of the graduating class being the first generation college students. That is deep. So, the class of 2021 applied to over 150 different colleges and universities because of that. And they received almost 1 million in merit-based scholarships as well, which is also pretty good because they got the scholarship. So they did the work And not only did they get accepted, but they got themselves up to a point where they could get pretty much a free ride. So just dope. Um, the other thing that I thought was pretty phenomenal in the news as of lately, if you caught it or had an opportunity to see it, my guy Kodak Black donated air conditioning units to residents at a Florida housing project. Um, and this was according to one of the larger media outlets out there that you can find for media information. And it said that, he basically purchased 100 air conditioning units at an approximate cost of $12,500 and hand delivered them to residents at the Golden Acres projects in Pompano Beach. And apparently, he was seen standing in the back of a loading truck containing the units, speaking to a small crowd of people, recording them with phones. And he's basically said that he remembered when he had to take from people. So basically, this is him saying, he took from people in the past, and now that he's blessed, he feels like it's only right to give back. And I'm like, that's good thinking, Kodak Black, because, first and foremost, we shouldn't be taking from anyone, right? We should not be stealing from anyone. And I know we sometimes get in a position in our lives where we're just kind of struggling and we're like, we don't know where to look, which way to go. But in my personal experience, there's always been someone that shows up or pops up into your life right at the nick of time that you're experiencing that. And they generally help you get out of that rut in some way, shape, or form. Because we're all here in this world to help each other and bounce back and reciprocate and all those things, right? So, and this is exactly what it looks like Kodak Black did, passing out AC units. That's big. And on top of that, he even helped install them. So my guy was pretty good with his community give back. That's amazing. And, they talked about how there's this perception about Kodak Black because according to his criminal record, doesn't look too good. He's had offenses that's included sexual assault, kidnapping, battery, child neglect, and as of recently, he's dealing with some charges from sexual assault against a minor. And this accusation took place at a hotel, apparently. It was said, the allegations have stated that he bit the young lady as well as raped her. So that's awful. But way to go to him for, making up to the community for that, because I don't know if that little girl allowed him to do that and then it kind of came back that, hey, you're older than her, so this is considered rape. I don't know. But I thought it was pretty dope that he even did that. I just think it's amazing that he went as far as he did to see his community and a community in the projects at that, with AC units. And we all know it gets hot, especially depending on where you're at. It can get very, 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 very hot. So I just thought that was amazing. But yeah, as for your girl, City Life. So, I work pretty much all the time to dedicate myself to become better, do better, stand out, and make something of myself. And as of recently, I am happy to tell you that I have made it to a number one, number two performance in the company yet again that I work for. And I got to tell you, like every single time I've worked for a company, I've always challenged myself to make it to that number one, number two spot. And I've told myself that I was, so it happened. Because, once you tell yourself you're going to do something, it's easy to do it from there. As long as you put your work in and you motivate yourself to do it and you strive for a better purpose while you're doing it. And just, you're humble and honest. And I was able to do that successfully here recently. What's interesting to me is that, in the process, when you're doing as good as you are and you're working as hard as you are, you expect for there to be a lot of celebratory moments, and Uh, Sometimes when you're outperforming in your position and you're new in the role, you could almost feel a sense of party pooping in the situation. The party pooping meaning, we have teams, so we are assigned to our own teams when we have a job title, right? And you work for a large corporation. A lot of times they like to refer to your individual supervisor split up as a team, and then everybody pretty much celebrates each other and gets excited for one another and motivates each other. And in fact, that process is more granted in a corporate setting because you're looking to work your way up to a leadership position if you possibly can, which is technically what my goal is as well. I mean, I have so many things that I want to do, right? I mean, I want to be a dietitian. I want to be someone who heals people through remedial products. I want to be someone who does music and performs on stages to put a smile on people's faces and to get their adrenaline pumping in all the right ways. That's what I'm looking to do. And so, because I have a mindset to want to do so many things, it gets complicated for me sometimes because I'll literally start out doing one thing, I'll get super good at it, and then all of a sudden I'll think of another something to do. I know there's probably a lot of you out there who are creatives that do that. And I'm just like, gosh, can you just pick something? And even when it comes down to cooking, I love to cook and, focus on good diets. But the diet, I can't lie, is tough because now you get down to trying to be healthy and you start to find out that you shouldn't have salt, oil, or sugars. And it's like these are the main ingredients in a lot of things that we eat, unless you just go on a strict, all plant based diet, which is also complicated, right? Because when you start to get into this plant based diet, the plant based diet is full of hybrids. And, you know, technically they're cloned vegetables and it's like it's not coming at the right season for growing it and things like that because they're trying to put a rush on making sure the product is available for those who still like to eat out of season. And it's like if all of us would just follow this seasonal diet as well, we would be in a better position. Because it definitely boils down to what you're putting into your body and the intake of sugar, salt, and oils. They actually call it the SOS diet. Stay away from the sugar, oil, and salt diet, the SOS diet. Stay away from that. So anyhow, it's tough. But just going back to the whole 9 to 5 thing, I definitely went in heavy and hard to work, to get my levels up. Coming off of training for 13 weeks, I told myself that coming out of my launch, I would definitely give it my all and do my best. And I've been able to show up and prove to the leadership that this is exactly what I'm capable of doing. And, when you have a good leader in place, like a great supervisor, that helps too. And I have one of the most amazing leaders, at this time, which it was in due time for me to have a good leader because I got to tell you, there's so many hidden leaders in companies that sometimes you get assigned under a leader who's not really in the leader mentality. They don't have a leadership mentality. So the role that they play is more so to just monitor the employees. And I've always heard that a good leader is someone who trains the employee to one day have their position because you want to get the best of the best. You want to pull the best out of that person. And like I said, from my childhood experiences, this made me want to go extra, extra hard. Like I had so many things that came up in my path that weren't my fault as a child, but I kind of just had to go with the flow because it was all I could do, being under a parental guidance and all. And that's, it's not me bashing my parents at all, because everybody goes through what they go through, and now that we're adults, we've all gone through some things as well. I know I have. I've gone through some things as an adult that have put me out and made me want to put in work, right? Put me out, and it had made me want to put in work because, like, as an example, there's been a couple of times where I've been homeless and, didn't have anywhere to stay at any given moment. Like, it was just fend for yourself and try and find the best way to get through. And to be honest with you, that whole situation had me sometimes in the wrong circle with people. Like, I'd be involved with people that I shouldn't be involved with and get caught up in things that could have really impacted my future. But because I chose to go about the process in a way where I learned from my mistakes, I was able to dig my way out of those bad corners that I was stumbling into. And so, nevertheless, if we can work hard to be a part of things that we don't want to be a part of, which at that time I had to work very hard, because when you're in a situation that you shouldn't be a part of, the amount of pressure that it takes to get through that is pretty heavy. It's a lot heavier than the pressure that it takes to get through a job that's paying you based on your performance. And that's the way I saw it, with myself. I'm like, man, I got to perform. I got to get on pace. I got to get on track. Like, these things that have happened to me in my past cannot become my future. So it's time to shake that off and get rid of it. And as we get heavier and heavier into these episodes, I will be diving deeper into some of those situations and what took place throughout my childhood, and what caused me to be homeless at different moments of my life and things like that. We'll definitely be discussing some of those issues. I'd like to open up to you a little bit so you can recognize who City Life is, why she desired to become an artist, and why I can't let my artistry go. It just doesn't matter what time of day it is, night, season. I'm all the way completely indulged in my music as an artist. But I'm also indulged in helping people, seeing people have happiness. I said that in episode 1 throughout the questions. What would I want most out of life? And I stated, I want to see people happy, and I would want them to want the same thing for me. And I still stand on that. So, we will converse about that in the episode that's coming up. Episode 3 will be all the way live, moving into some of those encounters and those things. And but all I gotta say is it gets pretty deep. It gets so deep that I have to wean myself into the subject of it, because if I talk about it too soon, it might have the ability to get overly emotional too quick. So, we got to work our way up to those stages of detail. And I appreciate you all sticking it out with me so that we can do this. And like I said, I mean, I want to have some fun. I want you guys to see me for the artist that I am and what it is that I do, on a reality basis. Like, I don't have anybody writing my rhymes for me. I do it all myself. Like, it's me. So, we'll have some fun just to get into this. Yeah. If you want to reach me, send a text. My bank has cashed a lot of checks. Plus, I live a life with no regrets. So you see me looking like success as I glow up, glow up, glow up, glow up, glow up, glow up. I'm so cold right now, I got them froze up, froze up, froze up, froze up, froze up, froze up, froze up. If you're gonna do it, be the best. Stack your money, honey, stack your checks. Make sure you're flyer than the rest. I know you love the way I dress as I glow up, glow up, glow up, glow up, glow up, glow up. I'm so cold right now, I got them froze up, froze up, froze up, froze up, froze up, froze up, Pros up. I'm sorry, but I must confess, I'm about to show you how I flex. I would never want to strive for less. You're looking at a pro cadet. The fashion fly like switching jets. I'm humble, I am not a threat. I'll always want to show respect. If you're rude, don't have to disconnect, cause I'm improving. Glow up, glow up, glow up, glow up, glow up, glow up. I'm so cold right now, I got them froze up, froze up, froze up, froze up, froze up, froze up, froze up. I'm a go-getter, don't be upset. You can catch me at my office desk. I can never be a basic chick. I'm working hard until it's time to rest. I'm sorry if I got you pressed. I would never want to disrespect. I have a keep the peace mindset. So keep it peaceful, don't be so stressed. As I glow up, glow up, glow up, glow up, glow up, glow up. I'm so cold right now, I got them froze up, froze up, froze up, froze up, froze up, froze up, froze up. You know, this music is so fun. You know, this is the way I feel when I'm in my mode, when I'm in my zone. And, you know, it's good to release. Music is the one thing that I can do that allows me to release. Like, you know, when they say just let it go, man, the music is what lets it go. I'm telling you, like, but it's all from experience and, or something that I've seen someone else go through, like I said in episode 1. So I hope you enjoyed this episode today. You know, we uncovered a couple of different things that have gone on, you know, with my guy Kodak Black. You know, it was so awesome of him to be delivering AC units to the projects. You know, and then we have the all girls high school that celebrated their first ever graduating class. Their first ever graduating class. That's huge. So huge. I don't even think that it's getting enough media. So that's why I had to share, and especially with Kodak Black, you know, and I plan on sharing some additional topics in the future, you know, that'll allow you to be in the loop on different things that are going on. Yeah. Yeah, we're definitely going to keep it live right here with Lyfe in the City podcast. I want you to be sure to check out the website. The website is www.citylife.com. That's CITYLYFEMUSIC, citylifemusic.com. You can check out my other social media outlets there. They are available to tap in from the website. So please, and also feel free to Google me. If you can't find me using my website, if you can't find the social media outlets that way, you can most certainly Google the name CITY space LYFE to get what you're looking for. And also, once you tap into the website, there's a bundle package available for you, which includes a CD, and that's either CD available that's on the website. They each come with a bundle. We have Definition of a Queen and we have Minority Stories right there available to purchase with a t-shirt, and you'll get the full package. And I'll be the one shipping it to you directly. So hopefully one of you listening individuals from the audience will tap in, get your t-shirt, and, you know, just make sure that you enjoy the Lyfe in the City podcast. We right here live, episode 2. Thank you all so much for joining me and tapping in today. Peace.
Spell my name right, C-I-T-Y. Spell my name right. I'm buzzing under discussion, I'm crushing it.